Boys, welcome to my today's Zoom lecture. I hope that all are well, and I expect that you should stay home for your recovery or for your safety. Last day, we discussed about completing sentences, and we had a lot of knowledge about that. We discussed how it is completed, how you can complete it using the different methods. Sometimes you have to make it a complex sentence, sometimes you have to make it a compound sentence, and sometimes you have to make it a simple sentence. And that day, I told you that from the next day, we'll go on another topic. And the topic is tag question. Today's topic is tag question, or you can tell it question tag. What is tag question? Tag question is one of the easiest item of English second paper of SSC level, and it is very easy. And the tag question is related with subject and verb. So while you will get a sentence in a question paper, first you will find out what is the subject of the sentence. Then you have to look at the verb. If it is auxiliary verb, then it is okay. You can use it directly. If it is not auxiliary verb, if it is main verb, then according to the subject and the verb, you have to find it out what auxiliary verb is lying in that main verb. So you have to pick out the auxiliary verb from that main verb. And then third consideration is the sentence is written in affirmative or negative way. If the sentence is written in affirmative, then you have to add a particle that is not, but here contracted form will be used like n apostrophe t. If the sentence is written in negative form, then there will be no negative particle. So while we will do tag question, we have to remember three things. One, what is the subject? Number two, what is the auxiliary verb? If auxiliary verb is not cited or not shown, then if the main verb is shown, then what auxiliary verb will be picked out from that? And number three, if the sentence is negative, you should not have write down any negative particle. If the sentence is in affirmative, then you have to write down not in the contracted form n apostrophe 2. So the three basic rules are necessary for completing tag questions. And what about the procedure of writing it? How we will get full marks out of full marks? If you write down only the answer, you will not get full mark. You may get half mark, 50% mark, or you will get 0. And the procedure is like completing sentence. You have to write down the part of the sentence what is written on the question paper. Then in the blanks, you have to write down your original answer. And after writing that, you will put a question mark and underline the answer. So this full sentence will be the correct method. And if you do it sincerely, then I hope that you will get full marks. I always tell you, boys, never take any risk to get full number. Never take any risk to get full number. You will write down in such a way that you will get full number. Because don't use shortcut. This tag question and completing sentence are such type of questions, such type of answers that require writing full marks, full sentences. Otherwise, if you follow the shortcut way, that means if you write down only the answer, then you will not get full marks. So you have to keep in mind. Now we'll look at the board. I think you have pen and paper with you. And by this time you have completed tag question in class 9. And I hope that you are expert on that. Yet we will revise on that so that there should not be any confusion on that. Now look at the board. Number 1A, telling lies is a great sin. Dash, then question mark. This will be set in the question paper. Number B, one lie begets 100 lies. Number C, man hardly believes a liar. Number D, all of us ought to refrain from telling lies. Number E, a liar has to lead a miserable life. So all are about the 5 sentences. Now, if I consider the theme, that means if I ask you what is the theme of the first 5 lines, it is having a single theme, that is telling lies and liar. So in maximum time, while you are getting ready for exam or sitting for exam, that time you will get 5 sentences, and that will make a single theme. That is, it will have a single context, but sometimes there may be 5 sentences different on different themes. It may be the question setter may set it like in that way, but in maximum time you will have 5 sentences on a single theme. But if there is deviation, don't be upset. You can write down applying the basic rule, but it doesn't matter whether you are getting one theme on 5 sentences or not. That is not material for you, that is immaterial. But in maximum time, the examiners, the question setters follow the system that the 5 sentences will have a single theme. Okay, now you can notice that sometimes I am giving some extraordinary circle and underline, and that is telling lies is a great sin. I have told you that this tag question is related with subject, then auxiliary verb, then whether the sentence is affirmative or negative. Accordingly, you have to write down the answer. Only basing on 3 things, you have to write down the answer. But while you will write down the answer, number 4 is you have to write down the full sentence. Suppose this is question, then you have to write down telling lies is a great sin. What is subject? Telling lies. And another thing that if the subject is in the noun form, then you have to write down in the pronoun form. If the subject is in the pronoun form, then you will write down the pronoun form. You need not change it. So telling lies, this is subject. And what is that? That is noun. What? What is a great sin? Telling lies is a great sin. So telling lies is subject. Is a great sin. This is singular subject. So here auxiliary is shown here. So what will be the tag question? Is the sentence is in the affirmative form. So isn't it? So what will be the answer? Telling lies. Is auxiliary verb. Is the subject sentence is in the affirmative form. So isn't, I-S-N apostrophe T. This isn't is a singular word. Is then N-O-T are 2 words, but isn't is a singular word. I-S-N apostrophe T is a singular word. Isn't. And what is subject? Telling lies. And instead of telling lies, you have to use a pronoun, that is it. Isn't it? So subject, auxiliary verb, affirmative sentence. So what will be the answer? Is, then affirmative. So isn't, telling lies, instead of telling lies, it. Isn't it? So you have to write down the full sentence like that. That means after that you have to write down the isn't it, then underline it, then put a question mark. That will be your full answer. Are you clear about the procedure of writing, boys? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
If there is any query regarding the first answer, that means what we are doing in the class, we are doing that. First, we are giving an example. Then we are discussing about the rules, how it will be changed, what rules we are applying for it, and then what will be the answer. We are discussing 3 things. And I hope that you will be clear about that. If someone is not clear, if you have any confusion, then you can ask me. What about the first question, number 1A? Are you clear about the classification, about the clarification of rules? Are you clear or any confusion?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Clear.
sir.
Clear. Okay. forward to number B. One lie begets 100 lies. And here subject is one lie. That is also singular subject. And it, as the subject is third person singular number, so there will be begets. That means beats or begets. One lie begets 100 lies. So what will be the answer here? Begets. And this is a finite verb, that is main verb. And according to the subject and verb, if I tell you to make it a question sentence, that means interrogative sentence, what the auxiliary will come out? Does. Subject?
Yes, sir.
He begets. Doesn't he beget? That means in this beget, within this beget, we are getting the auxiliary verb does as subject is third person singular number. So, what will be the answer? DOES. Does, N apostrophe T. Doesn't. One lie. That is also singular subject. So, it. Doesn't it. Doesn't it? That means auxiliary in the begets, in the disguise of begets, we are getting the auxiliary verb does. Subject is affirmative. So, doesn't it. Is it clear? Number 2, number B, clear or confusion?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. Proceed to number 3. Number C. Man hardly believes a liar. What is subject? Man. What is verb? Believes. That means this is also finite verb, main verb. And you have to find out an auxiliary verb. If you make it a question, how will you find out an auxiliary verb? If there is finite verb or main verb, how will you get a auxiliary verb underlying it? You have 2 ways. One, if you ask it, if you convert it into negative, then auxiliary will come out. Or if you make it an interrogative, then auxiliary will come out. So in this way, you have to make it interrogative or negative, then underlying that means the hidden auxiliary verb within the main verb will come out. So, man hardly believes a liar. So, his subject, and here is a word hardly. It represents that the sentence is in the negative form. That is important. Hardly. Seldom. These are the words that does not show like a negative approach, but these words has the characteristics to make the sentence negative. So hardly, seldom. So man hardly believes a liar. That means man does not believe a liar actually. The meaning is like that. So hardly is negative word. So the sentence is a negative form. So you need not use N apostrophe T. So man hardly believes and believes. So what will be the answer? Does he? Does he? And many of you, if you are not attentive or sincere regarding the word of the sentence, then he will be confused and he will think that this is affirmative, then he will write down doesn't he. But hardly is a negative word. So you have to keep in mind that if there is any negative word in the sentence or not. So you have to be very attentive regarding this. Because I have told you that tag question is one of the easiest item of English second paper of SSC level, your SSC level. So, but there are some silly mistakes which sometimes you may mistake if you are not careful or very attentive. So, while you are looking at the sentence, you just keep watch that what will be the finite verb and what will be the auxiliary verb underlying in the finite verb. You have to find out very carefully, and then if there is any negative word in the sentence or not, and the procedure of writing the full sentence like this. So these 3 things you have to be careful about. So man hardly believes a liar. So does he? Number C, is it clear to you or any confusion?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Number D. So all of us ought to refrain from telling lies. So all of us ought to refrain from telling lies. So all of us, this is subject and ought. This is auxiliary verb. And this is auxiliary verb. So all of us ought to refrain from telling lies. So your auxiliary verb, that means here you know that auxiliary verb is of two types, that is auxiliary and modals. Auxiliary verbs are those, by using those, the main verb will be changed. Suppose he is go to school. It will never be he is going to school. He has gone to school. Has, is, am, is, are, had, like that. That means by the use of the auxiliary verbs, the main verb will be changed, that is auxiliary. Or those are the modals, and that is the classification of auxiliary verb. But with the use of the modals, the main verb will not be changed. Suppose can, could, may, might, should, must, ought to. After using of these words, these modals, you should not change the main verb. Suppose he can write a letter, or he should go to school, or he ought to refrain himself from telling lies, like that. So this is auxiliary verb, or you can go into deeper sense that you will tell it modal. So all of us ought. So what will be the answer? O-U-G-H-T, ought. Then what will be the sentence? Is it negative? Is it
Sir,
negative?
sentence is positive. Sentence is positive, so question must be negative.
Question?
Tag question must be negative.
Tag question must be negative, right?
Negative.
Negative, right. If the sentence is positive, the tag question must be a negative. And if the sentence is in the negative, the tag question will be in the positive. So all of us ought to refrain from telling lies. All of us ought to refrain from telling lies. So what will be? Ought. This is affirmative. So oughtn't. 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 All of us. What will be the subject?
We.
We, right. All of us will be we. Oughtn't we? So oughtn't we. All of us will be changed into we. So oughtn't we. So are you clear about number D?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you clear about number D? Boys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, we are clear.
Okay. Number E. A liar has to lead a miserable life. A liar has to lead a miserable life. A liar has to lead a miserable life. And the liar is the subject. And has is the auxiliary verb. So what will be there? The answer will be HAS. First you will write down, keeping your eyes. Just write down the auxiliary verb or modals. Has. And then secondly you will think that it is in the affirmative form. So there will be negative particle. Hasn't. 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 A liar is the noun. And pronoun of it will be he. Isn't, hasn't he? Hasn't he? And here there will be underline and then question mark. You have to write down from this to that. Full sentence you have to write down. And after writing your original answer, you have to underline that. So don't write like this, because I have given this underline and this sound for your understanding, but you will only write down only underline your original answer. You write down full sentence, then your original answer, then underline it, then question. That is. So all are clear about the 5 sentences of that question, or any confusion? And
No, sir, we are clear.
And for better understanding, you have to go through the pages of the tag question, because I have told you that this is one of the easiest items, and you can definitely get, if you a little bit sincere, 5 out of 5. There are some rare or exceptional example, and that is why first you have to go through the first page or second page of the book, and that is basic things are written there, and some exceptional. Suppose everyone, nothing, everything is these things are exceptional, and beside the usual rules, there are some special or exceptional rules. If you just memorize it, and if you just get it in your heart, and if you do a lot of practice, I hope that you will get 5 out of 5. This is not difficult one. So these are all about number 1, A, B, C, D, E. Now, number 2. Number 2. Number A. Freedom fighters are the real heroes. Nothing. Number B. Nothing is greater than their sacrifice. Their contribution to our country will always be remembered. Number D. We should never neglect them. Number E. Every citizen of Bangladesh must have due respect for them. These are 5 sentences. And if we analyze these 5 sentences, what we will get? We will get that also these 5 sentences are having a single context that is based on single theme. That is freedom fighter and their honor. They are the pride of our country. We should honor them. And this is about the freedom fighters and their prestige and regards to them. So these 5 sentences are based on the single theme, that is freedom fighters and their honor. So number 2A, freedom fighters are the real heroes. What is the subject? Freedom fighters. What is the auxiliary verb? Are. That means are. And the sentence is in the affirmative. So aren't. A-R-N-O-S-T, aren't. Aren't. The freedom fighters. And the subject is in the plural form. And what will be? He or they. What will be the subject? He or they? Can you tell me? Can anyone tell me? What will be the subject? He or they?
They.
They. So aren't they? Aren't. The freedom fighters are the real heroes. So are affirmative, aren't. Instead of the freedom fighters, there will be they. Aren't they? So number 1, number A. Number A is clear to you or any confusion? If there are any confusion, please tell me frankly. Don't hesitate to tell me, because this is the learning center. If you forget anything or if you are confused of anything, then ask me and be clear about that. Don't get shy to ask me anything, because this is the learning point. You may not, you may forget anything, or your brain is not working well. It might happen that in that case, be clear, because if you read for 100 lines and if you ask a teacher for 5 lines, and if you get the answer with clarification, then your own reading is not better than your clarification of the teacher. So get clarification of the teacher. If you have any query, then ask him and get a clear clarification of that, and that will help you to understand a lot. So mind it. Number B, nothing is greater than their sacrifice. Nothing is greater than their sacrifice. And what is subject here? Nothing. That means the sentence is in the negative form. Everything, if there is everything, that would be affirmative. Nothing is, the sentence is in the negative form. Nothing is greater than their sacrifice. So what is the auxiliary verb? Is. What is the auxiliary verb? Is. So nothing is greater than their sacrifice. Then what will be that? Is negative sentence is what will be the pronoun of nothing? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what is the pronoun of nothing? Nobody? This is not accepted. I hope that if it is, even it is one, then he will be able to answer it. I don't believe that. Nobody is able to give the answer. I never believe that.
Sir, eat.
Eat, right. This is my belief that at least one will give the correct answer. This is my personal belief. So don't disappoint me. So nothing is greater than their sacrifice. Is it? Is it? So auxiliary verb is, then sentence in the negative, so no negative particle, and instead of nothing there will be it. Is it? Number B. What is number C? Their contribution to our country. The subject is maybe like that. Their contribution to our country. It may be, or this part may be the subject. Their contribution to our country will always be remembered. So their contribution is subject. Will is auxiliary verb. Then what will be? Their contribution to our country will always be remembered. So will, you know that in the contractive form, will not will be owned. So this is affirmative. So will plus affirmative, though it is affirmative, that is why it will be not. So will not in the contracted form, will not will be owned. W-O-N apostrophe T, owned. So will not eat. Their contribution, though the subject is two-word form, but it is singular subject. So their contribution, the pronoun will be eat. Won't eat. Their contribution, there may be a big sentence or a long sentence, but don't be confused. Try to find out the auxiliary verb or main verb and subject and affirmative or negative. These three things you have to consider and write down the answer. So will not will be contracted form, will be owned, and their contribution is it, pronoun. So owned it. Simple. These three things you have to consider. This and affirmative or negative. Don't go for don't bother for long sentence. Either it is long or short, it doesn't matter for you. We have only 10 minutes in our hands, so be careful. Be attentive. And what is number D? We should never neglect them. We should never neglect them. This is very clear. This is very simple. We is subject and should is auxiliary verb. So we should never neglect them. What will be the answer? So I should write down the auxiliary verb. That is S-H-O-U-L-D, should. Should, and never is shown here. That means the sentence is in the negative form. So you need not write down the negative form, negative particle, not. That means should, we. And the interesting is that here the subject is written in the pronoun form. So you have to also write down that. Because there is no noun, you have to write down the pronoun. It is pronoun and you have to write down that pronoun. There is no change. So should we? We should never neglect them. Should we? This should, then never means negative, then subject pronoun should we. Simple. Number D. And number E is every citizen of Bangladesh. Every citizen of Bangladesh must. So every citizen of Bangladesh. This is subject. Must is finite verb. Sorry, Non-finite verb. That means auxiliary verb. That means modals. And what will be that? Must have due respect for them. That means the sentence is written in the affirmative form. So M-U-S-T, must. There is, the sentence is in the affirmative form. So there will be mustn't, M-U-S-T-N apostrophe T, mustn't. Then every citizen of Bangladesh. What will be the pronoun form of this subject? Can anyone tell me? What will be the pronoun form of this subject? Can anyone tell me?
They.
Yes? Yes? Tell me clearly, don't get shy.
They.
They, right. If the subject is written in the everyone or every citizen, in that case, the pronoun will be they, right? Everyone, someone, every citizen, one. Instead of this subject, the pronoun will be they. The subject will be in the pronoun form, that is they. So, mustn't they? Mustn't they? So, every citizen of Bangladesh must have due respect for them. First, I am writing down must, then affirmative sentence must, N apostrophe mustn't, must not must not, mustn't. There is it is single word, mustn't. Then every citizen of Bangladesh, they will represent it. So, mustn't they? Are you clear about this sentence, number E? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, we have discussed about the 10 sentences. That means two forms. One is 5. Another one is 5. So 10 sentences. And we tried to discuss the things in full preparation. That means fully. That means I use the participatory method. That means I am telling something to you. I am getting response from you. You are asking me some question and I am giving you the answer. This is participatory method. I think this is suitable for you because after the long time, if you forget any rules of grammar, then we should discuss and we should cultivate it so that you can get it in mind that yes, I have forgot it, but I can remember it now. And after doing this class, you will go on the you will take the pen and paper with you, and you will open the page of a tag question and have the basic rules and read the basic rules so that everything will be clear. And after understanding everything, if there is any query, then put it down or write it down. And the next class, when we will come again, then that class you will ask me if there is any query or question. So this is the procedure. And your system is that reading and writing. First, learning in the classroom, like this class, then reading of your own, then set for examination. These 3 things will make you perfect. And this is the right system. So learning here, reading of your own, so the books, and sitting for exam, that will happen. And if you do of your own, keeping short the book, that yes, I can do it with my own effort or not, you can test it. You can testify yourself before the exam. So that is learning, reading, and sitting for exam. These 3 things. And I hope that and this is all about today's class, that is tag question. I hope that all of you have enjoyed the class and you were attentive in the classroom. Participant is not so satisfactory, and as a teacher, I hope that in the next class I will get more participants so that I feel satisfactory while taking the Zoom class. And as a teacher, I will get full satisfaction if the participations number is greater. And I hope that you will enjoy the class, and today you have enjoyed the class, and in future you will enjoy the class, and hope for the best days. And you know that we are passing through a pandemic situation, and it is getting worsened day by day. And I hope that you are realizing it, and your guardians are making you realize that nowadays it has become a little bit serious, and some patients are hospitalized with complex situations, and try to save yourself from that situation. And I hope that you're staying at home, and your sensibility, your common sense, and your precautionary activities and steps will make you safe and your family members. Obey your parents, obey your seniors, and do according to their advice, and don't go outside. Stay home so that you can save. And for all of you, I pray to Allah so that you can be safe and you can come to the class for the next day and you can enjoy the class. Okay, boys, thank you. Thank you again, and see you, and hope for the betterment to see you in the next class. Okay, bye.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.